The Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Blessing Agbebaku, on Monday, suspended 3 lawmakers over an alleged plot to impeach him and other principal officers of the Assembly. One of the suspended lawmakers, Donald Okogbe, PDP Akoko Edo 2, is said to be an ally of the impeached Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu, and was the only lawmaker who did not sign the petition that led to Shaibu's impeachment. The 2 others, Adaeze Emwanta, APC Esan Northeast 1, and Iyamo Bright, PDP Orion 2.
Honorable Agbebaku said the 3 lawmakers were suspended indefinitely, alleging that external forces were influencing them to cause chaos and remove the House's leadership. The suspension of the lawmakers, however, created tension in the House as the affected lawmakers kicked against their suspension.
Now, joining us to discuss this developing story is the President, African Public Interest Lawyers Union, Honorable Adaeze Emwanta. Good morning, and thanks for joining us, Honorable Emwanta.
Yeah, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. It's a pleasure to have me on this program. I'm grateful for being invited to speak on this issue.
The drama in Edo State, it seems to be never ending. Even as the current government's tenure seems to be winding down, there's more and more developments every day. Let's start with the current breaking story. The Speaker suspending these 3 members of the House. Does the Speaker, have that right? And, can that just, be done, anytime he feels like it?
Yeah, thank you for that question. We operate a constitutional democracy in Nigeria, and I was taken aback when I saw that video of the Speaker saying that 3 members have been suspended indefinitely. He didn't say they were suspended for a month, they were suspended for 3 months, or they were suspended for 1 year. He said indefinitely. First and foremost, I must say that what the Speaker has done by that act of suspending members who were democratically elected is an act of not just autocracy, but a brigandage of legislative powers, an abuse of power. First, I noticed that that process was not subjected to voting, and Section 98 of the Constitution makes it mandatory for every decision of the House of Assembly to be arrived at or to be reached by voting, and that voting can be by way of a motion introduced in the case of a resolution of the House, or a bill in the case of a law. None of that was done. And if you notice, the video which went viral saw those 3 members saying that, Mr. Speaker, please subject this process to voting. And very recently, a member of the Senate, a senator from the North, Senator Abdul Nigi, for certain comments he made about the budget, that's the 2024 appropriation bill, which has become an act of the National Assembly, was suspended by the Nigerian Senate. Even when his lawyer, Femi Falana, wrote, the Nigerian Senate responded that it was a decision of the Nigerian Senate and not that of the Senate President, His Excellency Godswill Akpabio. But look at the Edo scenario. The Speaker comes into the House, sits on his red chair, informs the House that they had a video footage of a person coming in as a herbalist led by a member of the House at 1 a.m. The question is, how did the Speaker know that that person is a herbalist? Was this matter reported to the police? When has it become the duty of a herbalist to impeach a Speaker? Because the fear of the Speaker is that there's a plot to impeach him. And it's sad because I've said it severally on this TV platform that what we have in Edo is not democracy, but a mockery of it. In the last 1 year, what we have been hearing of is impeachment. Before the election, the governor complained, Shomole wants to take over the House of Assembly. That's why he's interested in the House of Assembly election, to impeach him. Then, fast forward, it became a case of the deputy governor also planning to impeach the governor. It became a case of the deputy governor raising the alarm last year that he was to be impeached. And of course, recently he was impeached. Now it is the Speaker now raising an alarm that is about to be impeached. These were people who were elected to represent us. They don't discuss issues of development, they discuss issues of impeachment. That's why I said it's a mockery of democracy, and it's time for Edo people to ask this question. Do these people really deserve the continuous support of Edo people? Because they are taking us for a ride. Look at the state of roads in Edo State. The only thing they discuss is impeachment. Is that not a shame? Are they truly honorable members? The Speaker talking about a herbalist coming to the House of Assembly, and the next thing he suspends 3 members. I mean, these people, they are taking us for a ride.
Having
These are
established,
people who were supposed to come into the House, discuss issues of development, issues of, matters of public importance. You see the very mundane things they discuss.
so now
So
having
I think
established,
people must take note of this.
Yeah.
And in future elections, such characters like this does not deserve our support or our vote.
so
It's a
Honorable
pity.
Emwanta,
But just to say
Can you hold
that
on?
the
Can you
suspension
hold on, Honorable Emwanta?
yeah, before we get to future
is
elections,
unconstitutional and must be reversed. Must be reversed by the House of Assembly.
Okay,
The
so
Speaker does not
I'm
have
glad
some
that you've
powers.
mentioned that. I'm glad that you've mentioned that. Now, the Speaker has taken the law into his hands and unilaterally, of course, suspended the members of the House. So when there is a wrong, there should be a remedy. What remedy is available? First, you said it should be reversed. What if the Speaker refuses that this be reversed? What remedies are available?
I think there's a crisis in the House of Assembly, obviously, because I noticed that even the House of Assembly was not properly adjourned. The Speaker quickly just unilaterally ended the proceedings of the House. And I can assure you that in the next 1 month, that House of Assembly will not sit again because the Speaker already has had a case of loss of confidence. My interest is not really because the members were suspended. It is the procedure we are talking about. Section 109 is very clear on the manner in which a member can lose his seat. First, if he becomes a member of another legislative house, he becomes a member of the executive. If he absents himself for a period of 191 days, that's a period is 1/3 of the number of period the House is supposed to sit in the year, which is I think 181 or 191 days. I don't know the calculation, but I know it's either 181. I think it's 191 days. That's if he absents himself. Then lastly, if he cross carpets. These conditions under Section 119 has not been met. And the Speaker just on his own, without voting, say to the members that is suspended. It's a mockery of democracy. Who gave him that power? He cannot unilaterally make laws. He cannot unilaterally make resolutions for the House. So I think it's for the House of Assembly to quickly impeach the Speaker because that's the solution. He does not deserve the office of Speaker. He does not, and I think this is where imposition becomes one of the problems we have in this democracy. The Speaker was imposed by the governor. It was not the popular wish of members for him to be Speaker. You see how he operates. The way and manner the deputy governor emerged, the present deputy governor of Edo State emerged. Imagine they removed the deputy governor of Edo State. While they were still in the House, the governor was busy swearing in another person as deputy governor. The House of Assembly was supposed to call the governor to order. That process was supposed to go through the House of Assembly, but it did not go through the House of Assembly. And unfortunately, look at the Speaker, wakes up in the morning, goes into the Assembly, sits on his red chair and suspends to the people who were elected by their people indefinitely. I think the Speaker must be impeached. He deserves to be impeached. And if the House of Assembly members fail to impeach that man as Speaker, those people will mobilize themselves against them and recall all of them. Because just the way you have a provision under Section 109, under which members will lose their seats, under Section 110 of the Constitution, members of their respective constituency can recall them. So if the House of Assembly member fails to, we are going to mobilize all Edo people to remove them, to recall all of them, because they don't have any business in that place, in the narrow complex. So, we elected them to take decisions for the state. We elected them to make laws. We made that decision last year, and most of us, we are regretting. I can remember when the governor wanted me to go to the House of Assembly, suggested that, and I said no, because I didn't want to be his rubber stamp. We have a Speaker who has made the House of Assembly a rubber stamp without ink. They don't do anything. What do they really do for Edo people? How many laws have been passed? Reasonable laws have been passed. How many resolutions have been made concerning the state of bad roads in Edo State, the issues of insecurity, issues of poor education, issues of healthcare? As we speak, we don't have functional hospitals. The only one we have is the one built by Comrade Adams Chomole at Kingswell University. This is one government that is busy signing MOUs without results. So I think it is time for Edo people to ask, should we allow these people to continue our House of Assembly members, or should we recall them? And if they fail to impeach that Speaker, we are going to recall all of them.
So what do you think the next few months? I know that the Edo State elections are, fast approaching. What do you think the next few months hold, for Governor Obaseki, of course, and of course in the build-up to the elections? Do you expect that there's going to be more of, similar drama within the Edo State House of Assembly? similar threats of impeachment, suspensions, and of course a campaign that has the PDP, the Labour Party, and hopefully the APC also on that campaign. What do you think the next few months offers?
I think what we are saying is a question of credibility of governance and what is happening in government. And it's very clear that the PDP government of Edo State is fast losing steam. In the past 1 week, over 100 members of PDP have cross-carpeted into the APC. And I think part of what we are seeing in the House of Assembly is a reflection of the feeling of the average person in the streets that the PDP government in Edo State has failed woefully. And you know that just recently too, the leadership of the party have been holding rallies led by the South Vice Chairman and other component parts, even including the recently impeached Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu. And what they are saying is that the PDP government has failed. So if members of their own party have passed a vote of no confidence on them, it speaks volumes. So the forthcoming election will be a referendum on if Edo people will allow PDP, who has failed hopefully, to continue, or if they want something different. And I think my party, the APC, is offering something better than what PDP has done in the past, or rather, because Obasanjo was elected in 2016 under the platform of the APC. So it was in 2020 he joined the PDP. So the PDP government, if we had to count the period they've been in power, in the last 3 years and so on. And there's nothing to show for it. Nigerians are witnesses to the fact that the man talks about Allahu Daro, which is candidate heads. Adaeze Emwanta, as the head of his economic team, they have not attracted a single investment within the last 3 years. But what we hear is they are signing MOUs. They promise that, they legally support. This is the same government that will say, these are federal routes. The issue of seaport is a federal matter within the exclusive list. So why are you talking of seaports if you cannot face the very terrible routes we have? So for us, it will be a referendum. And the drama of impeachment that has taken place within the last 1 year, I know people will take very serious note of that and ask themselves. And Shaibu blamed the candidate of the PDP as one of those responsible for his impeachment. I even heard somewhere that it was between $15,000 to $20,000 the candidate provided that influenced the entire impeachment process. So what we have
which candidate provided $20,000?
It must be voted out this September.
Can you hold on? Just clarify. Which candidate provided $20,000 for an impeachment?
I said the deputy governor complained that Adaeze Emwanta, the PDP candidate, right, was one of those behind this impeachment. And elsewhere, I said I saw that some persons made an allegation that between $15,000 to $20,000 was what was contributed. And I think the denial of the candidate did not touch on the issue of his financial inducement of those lawmakers who impeached Tribe. So what I'm saying is, the summary of what I'm saying is that we have a government that has failed woefully. And unfortunately, the PDP candidate is part of that government. And if the PDP government is sinking, he must sink with them. If they are swimming to safety, he must swim with them. But the people want a better alternative. And APC offers that alternative. And we deserve a new deal. Now that the two major parties have set up their campaign council, as we move forward, I know this will be based on issues. It will be a question of, have we felt better in healthcare? Have we felt better in power? Have we felt better in security, in education? What is the state of the roads in Edo State? And I must commend the APC candidate. I saw him recently at the field portions of the Benin-Aochi Road, the Ekoma axis of it, and they are fixing that road already. So this is a government that, the government that the APC is offering is a government of development, not the present PDP government of impeachment. And unfortunately, Edo people are watching. Because what they fail to realize that there are people watching them. They feel this drama they act in, this show of shame is just within their party. No, Edo people are watching. And I can assure you, just the way PDP lost all the elections that took place during the presidential and national assembly election, they're also going to lose this governorship election. There's no way they will win the single local government in Edo State. Because when you do a vote poll, you discover that the people have passed a vote of no confidence on the Obasanjo-led PDP government of Edo State.
Time will tell, how that turns out. There's, those who might argue that the APC candidate, also doesn't stand a strong chance in Edo State as as it seems. He's barely part of any of the conversations concerning the Edo State governorship elections. If you look online and look across, conversations that we're hearing, the APC candidate barely comes up. But time will tell once again.
Can I quickly respond to that, please?
Yep, go ahead.
You know, there was ban on campaigns, and some of us had suggested that there was no point campaigning. The PDP candidates started campaigning since last year. So now that the bans have been listed, even when he went to supervise road projects, he made statements. This is a man who is a senator. That road we are talking of, he was the one that moved the motion on the floor of the Senate. Unlike our friend who is a PDP candidate who goes home and uses an interpreter to talk to his people. When you talk of politics, the same politics is local. The PDP candidate cannot speak Esan, the language where that they want to produce the next governor. So how will he communicate with these people? So if there's anybody that has communication problems, it's the PDP candidate and not the APC candidate that can even speak parables in this.
Yeah, I mean, the governorship is not based on who can speak the language the most. It's who offers, a better chance of development
Of course, that's what I've
to the
said
people,
earlier.
regardless of who is most fluent in Edo. So I mean, those things would almost not matter. But Edo State people will decide. Tell us, a little bit more about Philip Shaibu and where he is currently. Has he, of course, is he still, of course, making plans concerning Edo State?
I would have asked you because I've not seen him for some time now. Have you seen him?
Well, we
Philip
thought that
Shaibu?
you were.
Because
I know
it's
you
difficult
sent
because
me
I'm not a
advocate.
spokesperson to give that kind of answer.
No, but you were.
I'm not Shaibu's spokesperson. But I know of late he has been joining the Danobe Legacy Group in their campaigns, and that's the much I know about him. And I think he's also in court over the impeachment issue because just as I earlier noted, the deputy governor that was appointed was done illegally because the House of Assembly did not confirm him. And I know the matter was sought to be said that there was a court order. In spite of that court order, the House of Assembly went ahead to impeach him. And that's what I said earlier, that we have a very lawless House of Assembly. They are not lawmakers, but lawbreakers, led by a speaker who operates as a rubber stamp without ink. And a mockery of what I think should be a democracy that should work. But in Edo State, democracy has stopped working, and it's a pity.
All right, Honorable Emwanta, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We certainly wish all the people of Edo State the best, and we'll see how this turns out in the House.
It's always a pleasure to be on this platform. Thanks for having me this morning.
Thank you for joining us.